Morning, folks, and welcome to Power to Negotiate. Today's session is going to be on synthesis. And you're going to say, Reed, what exactly is synthesis? My late Aunt Betty, who I love dearly, had a saying, and I think it's one of the most important things she ever said. She said, a wise man will listen. Okay, that's fairly innocuous. What exactly do you mean by that, Reed? What I mean is that you're going to be bombarded by information each and every day. Too much information. There's no way that you can possibly take in all the information and process it completely and give it as much respect as it deserves. So what I always want to do is I want to listen for the gems. I'm looking for the nuggets of gold, because even an idiot will say something that will have value. And with every person that you're listening to, seek out the wisdom that they have inside of them. And what I would suggest is when someone says something that's profound or that you can use, say, that's great, let me write that down. Let me go ahead and make note of that if you don't mind. That is great. And thank them for that, because nothing makes a person happier than when you tell them that they just said something that you want to write down. Now, if you totally ignore them the rest of the time, you discount everything that you just said. So you want to use that, you want to be respectful of people. But your job as a real estate investor is to listen for the gold nuggets that the investor is telling you. So they might be telling you about the 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You're writing this down. They might be telling you that they're planning on moving. Important point. And here's where you interact. And remember, we were talking about soften, S-O-F-T-E-N, smile, open posture, forward lean, touch, eye contact, and nod. So this is when you want to lean forward and you want to say, so when are you moving? And they will say, when? Maybe it's when I sell the property. Well, when is that going to be? I don't know, whenever I sell it. Click. They're not motivated. But if they say, well, we have to be out of here by the end of the month. Okay? Why is the end of the month so important? I always want to be very careful about using why statements, because that puts a person on the defensive. But you might want to ask in a different way. The end of the month, that's important? And allow them to explain a little bit, because most people hate to be misunderstood. And if you're really paying attention to them and you say, so the end of the month, what's happening then? What? That's important. They'll go ahead and say, well, I shouldn't tell you this, but we're being foreclosed on. We had to move out by the end of the month. Click. You just have another golden nugget of information. And you want to find out everything you possibly can that's relevant. Here are the things that are not relevant. I don't give a toot about the details of the house. Not right now. I don't care about how many square feet. I sort of do, but it's not really that important. I don't care about the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, what color Jimmy's wall is painted. Don't care about any of that. What I want to know is the situation. What is their motivation? What's their dreadful alternative? What is their time crunch? And what's their pain? If they don't have the dreadful alternative, time crunch, and pain, I'm pretty much out of there. And as I'm listening, I'm gathering these little pieces of information and write down the things that are relevant to you. And if you didn't get something, someone is not going to be offended if you said, you know, that's important. Do you mind repeating that, because I thought that was important for me to get? People will gladly welcome your interruption if you're looking to clarify and not to talk over them. Did you ever see the movie Pulp Fiction with John Travolta? And Uma Thurman asked him the question, do you listen and wait so that you can speak? Or do you listen and respond to what the other person said? That's a great question. Because if you can't wait for the one person to quit talking so you can go ahead and say what you're going to say, you're not really listening. You're just sort of In synthesis, you want to, as much as possible, intently listen and quickly discard the dross. You can say, Reed, I thought you wanted me to listen to everything. Yeah, you don't have to keep it in long-term memory. Write down those things that are important. Dump the things that are not. What they thought about American Idol, that might be a conversation starter, but guess what? It really doesn't matter in the long run. You want to know what their circumstances are. Synthesize that information, and you can use a mini presentation every now and then. So let me just make sure I understand. So what you're saying is, and then repeat exactly what they said, sort of in a summarized version. Is that right? And let them expand on that, let them clarify, and you want to sort of nudge them in the direction you want them to go to. And what's the direction you want them to go? What is their motivation? Dreadful alternative, need to find that. Time crunch, essential. Pain, doubly essential. If you know those three things, you know the motivation. Circumstances, they might be wanting to sell, but they're upside down $300,000. And the bank will not accept a short sale. Well, what do? Sorry folks, I'm out of here. You want to get this information as quickly as possible, and don't waste your time swinging for the fences. What do I mean by that? If you are talking with someone and they're $300,000 upside down on their house, there's probably not a whole lot you can do. Unless the bank is willing to do a short sale and accept a huge discount, you're wasting your time. No, folks, that's a tough situation. Have you thought about a short sale? That's the only thing I can suggest. God bless you. I'll go ahead and pray with you if you want, but I don't see any way that I can help you right now. Boom. Exit out of there. Now, there's going to be some circumstances where you can't help someone. In those circumstances, be open, be honest, and tell them, I can't help you. And people will admire you for your honesty. They might curse you at the time. What do you mean you can't help me? I'm just trying to be honest. Would you rather have me lie to you? But you want to synthesize the information as quickly as possible, ask for clarification, and see if you can help the sellers. If you can't help them, so let me just make sure I understand this. So the property's worth $300,000 right now, and you owe $600,000, and you want to sell for $600,000. That's a tough situation. If you'd like, I can think about this, but I really don't see a way that I can be of help. The only thing I can suggest is start packing. I'll try to think of a situation, what's the best number to reach you at, but I don't see a great solution to this problem. Thank them for their time, get out of there. People will thank you for your honesty. Never shine someone. Never tell somebody you can do something if you can. If you can, great. If you can't, be honest. Disclose everything. Say, gosh, that's a tough one. I don't have an easy solution. I guess we could try to do a short sale, but what's the time crunch on that? If the bank will work with us, I can make a short sale offer. Don't know if that would work with your needs, but here's the thing. If it's worth $300,000, the bank is going to have to make it such a low price that I can get financing for this because I'm going to have to pay them cash.